The Amazon rainforest stretches endlessly, a living tapestry of green, where every leaf, every shadow, and every ripple in the water tells a story of survival. Here, the air is thick with the scent of earth and rain, and the symphony of life is constant. Birds calling, insects buzzing, and the distant rustle of unseen creatures moving through the undergrowth. Sunlight, golden and warm, struggles to break through the dense canopy above, casting shifting patterns on the forest floor. Below, the ground is a maze of tangled roots and fallen leaves, while the rivers wind silently, their surfaces broken only by the occasional swirl of a hidden presence. This is a realm of astonishing biodiversity. Scarlet macaws flash through the trees, monkeys leap from branch to branch, and butterflies shimmer in the dappled light. Every inch of this jungle teems with life, each creature playing its part in the intricate web of existence. Yet, beneath the surface of the slow-moving waters, a shadow glides, silent, immense, and ancient. This is the domain of the green anaconda, a creature whose presence is felt even when it remains unseen, a master of stealth and patience. The giant green anaconda, the true emperor of these waters, moves with a grace that belies its size. Its body, thick and powerful, coils effortlessly through the river, every muscle attuned to the rhythms of the current. While jaguars prowl the forest floor and harpy eagles soar above the canopy, the anaconda reigns supreme in the water. It glides silently, a living current, its movements almost invisible beneath the surface. Perfectly adapted to its environment, the anaconda is a master of camouflage. Among the tangled roots and drifting debris, it becomes part of the river itself, a living shadow, patient and watchful. With eyes and nostrils set high on its head, the anaconda can remain almost entirely submerged, its senses alert to every vibration, every ripple that signals the approach of prey. It waits, motionless, a silent sentinel in the water. Its skin, a mosaic of olive green and black, mirrors the shifting light and shadows of the riverbed. This natural armor allows it to vanish from sight, a ghost among the roots and reeds. To the creatures that come to drink, capybaras, deer, and even the wary caiman, the anaconda is nothing more than a floating log or a dark shape beneath the water. Only when it strikes does its true power become known. With a sudden surge, it seizes its prey, coiling its massive body in a relentless embrace. The struggle is brief, the outcome inevitable. The anaconda is not just a hunter, it is the apex predator, the undisputed ruler of its realm. In these waters, the anaconda fears nothing. It moves with confidence, knowing that no creature dares challenge its supremacy. Even the most formidable animals of the jungle, those who command respect on land, approach the river with caution. The presence of the anaconda is a silent warning, a reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the surface. The jaguar with its powerful jaws and the caiman armored and alert are both predators in their own right. Yet here, in the anaconda's world, they tread carefully, aware that the balance of power can shift in an instant. For the anaconda, even these mighty hunters can become prey. Its strength is legendary, its hunting technique precise and unyielding. With muscles like coiled steel, the anaconda constricts with a force that few can resist. The river becomes a stage for epic battles, where only the strongest survive. The legend of the anaconda is written in every ripple of the river, every silent glide through the reeds. It is a creature of myth and reality, its presence shaping the very fabric of the Amazon. The anaconda embodies the untamed spirit of the jungle, a force of nature, both feared and revered. Its power is not just in its size, but in its mastery of this ancient, ever-changing world. The river is its fortress, its hunting ground, and its throne. Here the anaconda rules with patience and strength, a silent monarch in a kingdom of shadows and water. To truly understand the Amazon, one must sense the silent, watchful presence of its hidden emperor, the giant anaconda. It governs not with a roar, but with the quiet certainty of a ruler who needs no crown, only the endless embrace of the river. The anaconda's dominance is not built on speed or relentless pursuit. Instead, it is the result of a highly refined, methodical approach to hunting, one that is as much about patience and precision as it is about power. The anaconda relies on the art of the ambush, a strategy that begins long before any prey comes into view. It starts with the careful selection of a hunting ground, places where animal trails converge at the water's edge, or where dense vegetation and fallen logs offer both concealment and access to unsuspecting creatures. The snake surveys its territory, seeking out the most promising locations. It looks for signs of frequent animal activity, trampled grass, muddy prints, and well-worn paths that indicate where capybaras, deer, or waterfowl regularly come to drink or cross. Once a site is chosen, the anaconda settles in, conserving energy by remaining almost completely motionless. It may rest for hours or even days, its body partially submerged in mud or water, blending seamlessly with its surroundings. The snake's patience is legendary. It will wait, unmoving, in a shallow tributary or along a muddy riverbank, trusting that the rhythm of the jungle will eventually bring prey within striking distance. The anaconda's senses are finely tuned to its environment. It detects the faintest vibrations in the water and on the ground, alerting it to the approach of potential prey long before it is visible. Prey selection is a careful process. The anaconda targets animals that are large enough to provide a substantial meal, but not so large as to pose excessive risk. Capybaras, caimans, deer, and even large birds are all potential targets, each requiring a slightly different approach. The snake's hunting grounds are chosen for their strategic value. Narrow channels and game trails funnel animals into predictable paths, increasing the chances of a successful ambush. Fallen logs and thick vegetation provide both cover and support, allowing the anaconda to anchor itself for a powerful strike. Here, the anaconda becomes nearly invisible, its mottled skin blending perfectly with the mud and shadows. Only its eyes and nostrils break the surface, allowing it to breathe and observe while remaining hidden. Like two small periscopes, its eyes scan for movement, ever watchful for the telltale signs of an approaching animal. The anaconda is a living trap, its body coiled and ready, every muscle primed for action. It senses the faintest tremors, ripples from a capybara's cautious step, the soft splash of a bird landing nearby, or the subtle vibrations of a deer's hooves pressing into the mud. As prey approaches, the anaconda remains perfectly still, its body tensed beneath the water, waiting for the precise moment when the animal is most vulnerable. The element of surprise is the anaconda's greatest weapon. It waits for the prey to lower its guard, to focus on drinking or crossing, oblivious to the danger lurking just beneath the surface. When an animal bends to drink, its attention is fixed on the water, its senses dulled by thirst. This is the moment the anaconda has been waiting for. The prey may scan the trees for predators or glance nervously at the open bank, but rarely does it suspect the silent threat beneath the water. The anaconda remains motionless, its breathing so subtle it creates no ripples, its presence betrayed only by the faintest glimmer of eyes above the surface. Beneath the water, its body is a coiled spring, muscles taut and ready to unleash a burst of power. The instant the prey lowers its head, distracted and exposed, the anaconda strikes. Its eyes lock onto the target, every sense focused, every muscle ready for the explosive movement to come. In a fraction of a second, the snake erupts from the water, transforming from stillness to a blur of motion. Its massive head surges forward, jaws open wide, propelled by the stored energy of its coiled body. The strike is swift and precise, aimed to seize the prey in a powerful, unbreakable grip. Its jaws clamp down, backward-curving teeth anchoring the animal, preventing any chance of escape. Instantly, the anaconda coils its muscular body around the prey, tightening, with each breath the animal takes, cutting off air and blood flow in a deadly embrace. This is the final, shocking act in a perfectly orchestrated ambush, a testament to a predator whose hunting techniques have been honed to lethal perfection over millions of years, making the anaconda the undisputed master of the Amazon's waterways. The anaconda's skin is a masterpiece of natural camouflage, a vital adaptation for survival in the dense, unpredictable world of the Amazon. Its olive green and yellowish skin, marked with large, circular black blotches, is not just for show. This intricate pattern is a living disguise, allowing the snake to vanish into the tangled undergrowth and leaf-littered forest floor. When the anaconda slips beneath the tannin-stained waters of the Amazon, its colors and markings break up its massive outline, making it nearly invisible to any creature above or below the surface. The dark blotches mimic the shifting shadows of overhanging branches, while the greenish hues blend seamlessly with aquatic plants and algae-covered logs. Lying motionless on the muddy riverbed, the anaconda becomes indistinguishable from the silt and debris, a living extension of the river itself. On land, this camouflage is just as effective. The snake can rest half-hidden in leaf litter at the forest's edge, its body melting into the patchwork of mud, leaves and shadows. In the muddy shallows, an anaconda may lie in wait, half-submerged and draped in wet leaves and forest debris, perfectly concealed from any passing animal. To a capybara or tapir wandering nearby, the coiled serpent is nothing more than a mound of earth or a fallen branch, an unremarkable part of the landscape. Dappled sunlight filtering through the canopy above creates shifting patterns of light and shadow, further enhancing the illusion and making the snake's outline dissolve into the forest floor. This remarkable camouflage allows the anaconda to approach prey with astonishing stealth, remaining undetected even at close range. But camouflage is only half the story. The anaconda's true power lies in its patience, an almost supernatural stillness that can last for hours, days, or even weeks. As a cold-blooded reptile, the anaconda's metabolism is slow, allowing it to conserve energy and remain motionless for extraordinary lengths of time. After a successful hunt, an anaconda with a full belly may not move for weeks, digesting its meal in the same hidden spot, undisturbed and unnoticed. There is no rush, no urgency. The anaconda can afford to wait perfectly still for the next opportunity to present itself. It chooses its ambush sites with care, waiting for the ideal moment when prey is most vulnerable, when a capybara lowers its head to drink, or a tapir wanders too close to the water's edge. Time is an ally. The anaconda can remain in the same position as the forest shifts from day to night, its patience outlasting the vigilance of any animal nearby. This blend of perfect camouflage and unwavering patience makes the anaconda a nearly invisible force, a predator that is always present but rarely seen. It does not chase its prey. Instead, it waits for the forest to make a mistake, for a single moment of inattention. When a thirsty animal approaches the river, the anaconda is already there, hidden and patient, ready to strike in an instant. The river itself becomes a cloak, concealing the snake's presence beneath mysterious ripples and shadows. The anaconda is a silent statue, a hidden force in the wild, striking only when the moment is perfect, often before its prey even realizes the danger. Along the shadowy riverbanks of the Amazon, the air is thick with humidity and the scent of life and decay. Here, two of the jungle's most formidable predators are locked in an ancient rivalry, each encounter a test of instinct, strength, and survival. The jaguar, a master of stealth and power, glides silently through the undergrowth. Its padded paws barely disturb the earth as it approaches the water, every muscle tensed for action. Its dappled coat blends seamlessly with the shifting shadows, but as it steps onto the open riverbank, the jaguar becomes vulnerable, exposed to the dangers that lurk beneath the surface. Driven by thirst, the jaguar hesitates, knowing that every trip to the water's edge is a calculated risk. As a top predator, The jaguar is no stranger to danger. It hunts caimans and capybaras, relying on its crushing bite and explosive speed. Yet even the jaguar's confidence is tempered by caution. Its senses are finely tuned, scanning for the slightest ripple or movement. As it lowers its head to drink, the jaguar's eyes flicker across the water, searching for threats hidden beneath the surface. A dark, log-like shape drifts nearby, so common in these waters that even the sharpest hunter can be deceived. But in the Amazon, mistakes are costly. The jaguar's momentary dismissal of the shape is a critical error. Beneath the water, a massive green anaconda lies in wait, its body perfectly camouflaged, its patience legendary. The anaconda's hunting strategy is one of absolute stillness. For hours it can remain motionless, sensing vibrations and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Every muscle, every thought is focused on the prey. Timing is everything in this deadly game. The jaguar laps at the water, its attention momentarily diverted, the jungle's hum broken only by the sound of drinking. In a flash, the anaconda launches its attack. Speed and surprise are its greatest weapons. The water explodes as the snake's massive head surges upward, closing the distance in an instant. The attack is not elegant. It is raw, violent, and overwhelming. The surface shatters as the anaconda's body propels it forward, a blur of muscle and scales. The jaguar, caught off guard, has no time to leap away. Its reflexes, so often its salvation, are not enough. The anaconda's jaws clamp down, backward-pointing teeth anchoring deep into the jaguar's flesh. Shock and pain ripple through the jaguar's body, a crucial moment in the struggle. The snake's bite is not meant to kill, but to hold, to anchor its powerful coils for the next phase. The grip tightens, the jaguar's strength pitted against the relentless hold of the anaconda. The jaguar roars, a sound of fury and desperation echoing through the jungle. Instinct takes over. The jaguar claws and bites, fighting to break free, but the anaconda's skull and scales are built for such a battle. The struggle pauses, both animals locked in a deadly embrace, each testing the other's resolve. The ambush has succeeded. The anaconda's tactics of patience and explosive power have given it the upper hand. Now the true contest begins, a primal battle of strength and endurance between two of the Amazon's greatest hunters, each determined to survive. As the anaconda's jaws clamp down on the jaguar, the tranquil Amazon River explodes into chaos. The dense, humid air vibrates with the sounds of splashing water and muffled roars, echoing through the tangled roots and towering trees that line the muddy banks. The jaguar, a master of stealth and strength, unleashes its primal instincts. Muscles coiled with raw power, it lashes out with claws and teeth, fighting not just for dominance, but for its very existence. Mud and water churn beneath its paws as it twists and writhes, desperate to find purchase on the slick, treacherous riverbank. The scent of wet earth and fear mingles in the air. Razor-sharp claws rake across the anaconda's armored scales, leaving shallow, glistening wounds. But the snake's hide, evolved for survival in this unforgiving world, absorbs the assault with stoic resilience. The anaconda's skin, thick and layered, glistens in the dappled sunlight filtering through the canopy, a living shield against the jaguar's fury. The jaguar's roars reverberate through the undergrowth, its sinewy frame straining with every ounce of strength. Yet the serpent's grip is relentless, a force of nature honed by countless generations. Instinct guides the anaconda now. It shifts, seeking the perfect angle, its ancient mind focused solely on the mechanics of the hunt. The snake's immense muscles ripple beneath its patterned skin, each movement deliberate, each contraction a testament to its evolutionary mastery. With the jaguar momentarily pinned, the anaconda unleashes its true weapon, its colossal, muscular body. Coils as thick as ancient roots encircle the cat, binding it tighter with every heartbeat. The coils move with astonishing speed, a blur of living muscle, each loop a calculated trap designed to sap the jaguar's strength and will. The jaguar thrashes, sending muddy water flying, its wild eyes reflecting the primal terror of prey caught in the grip of a superior predator. Every instinct screams for escape, but the coils only tighten. The anaconda anchors itself to the riverbed, using the shifting currents and the weight of the water to its advantage. The river, once a place of refuge, now becomes a prison. The pressure mounts, the snake's body a living vise. The jaguar's struggles grow weaker, its energy sapped by the relentless embrace. The anaconda's strength is so immense that the jaguar, a creature of formidable mass, is lifted and twisted, its body contorted by the inexorable force. The jaguar's roars fade to ragged gasps, its chest compressed by the tightening coils. Each breath is a battle, each exhale a surrender. It snaps desperately at the snake's body, but its head is pinned, its movements growing sluggish as oxygen slips away. The anaconda's method is precise. It does not crush bones, it suffocates, tightening with every exhale, denying the jaguar the breath of life. With each weakening breath, the coils constrict further, the snake's patience as endless as the river itself. The struggle slows, the wild splashing replaced by the slow, inexorable process of nature's design. The river churns with the last vestiges of the jaguar's fight, a spectacle of primal forces locked in a timeless dance of predator and prey. The anaconda's strength is absolute, its muscles flexing with each pulse of resistance until the jaguar's struggles finally subside. The river, once alive with movement, grows still. The jungle canopy above casts shifting shadows, bearing silent witness to the outcome. The anaconda's coils, thick and unyielding, envelop the jaguar completely, sealing the fate of the once mighty cat. The jaguar's powerful limbs, built for leaping and hunting, are now motionless, pinned beneath the weight of the jungle's true sovereign. In the heart of the Amazon, where instinct and environment shape every life, the jaguar's desperate struggle ends. The anaconda, silent and patient, reigns supreme beneath the emerald canopy. Deep within the tangled waterways of the Amazon, where sunlight filters through a canopy of green and the river splits into countless channels, a silent battle for survival is about to unfold. In a sunlit pocket of shallow water, a 6-foot-long black caiman basks, its armored body half submerged, blending seamlessly with the muddy banks and floating debris. The caiman's scales glisten, each plate a relic of ancient design, its jaw lined with razor-sharp teeth, tools honed for ambush and domination in these waters. Here, the caiman reigns as a top predator, gliding through the shallows with the confidence of a creature rarely challenged. Yet, as it floats, alert but untroubled, unseen eyes track its every move from beneath the tangled roots. Coiled in the shadowy embrace of mangrove roots, a massive anaconda lies in wait. Its mottled skin is nearly invisible against the dappled light and tangled wood, its senses attuned to every ripple and vibration. Patient and calculating, the anaconda studies the caiman, gauging its size, its position, and the rhythm of its movements, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. With a slow, almost imperceptible motion, the snake slips into the water, its entry so smooth that the surface barely stirs. Beneath the surface, the anaconda becomes a shadow, gliding through the murky depths. The river's silt and floating vegetation provide perfect cover, masking its approach. The caiman, armored and assured, remains oblivious to the silent hunter closing in, its senses dulled by the familiar safety of its aquatic home. Suddenly, the anaconda explodes from the water, not for the head, but for the midsection, seeking to anchor its coils before the caiman can react. The caiman thrashes, jaws snapping with bone-crushing force, twisting in a desperate attempt to bite or break free. But the snake is already too close, its grip relentless. A single muscular coil wraps around the caiman's torso, pinning its limbs and restricting its movement. The water erupts in a violent struggle. two ancient reptiles locked in a primal contest of strength and endurance. Unlike land-based prey, the caiman is in its element. It surges forward using its powerful tail to propel itself and twist, trying to break the snake's hold. The river churns with muddy water as the caiman thrashes, its tail lashing in wide arcs, sending waves and spray in every direction. In a last-ditch effort, the caiman attempts a death roll, spinning with all its might, hoping to dislodge the constrictor or at least injure it. But the anaconda is built for this kind of battle. Its body is a living cable of muscle, designed to absorb and counteract such violent movements. The snake's muscles flex and tighten, adjusting its grip with every twist, never letting go, never loosening its hold. Gradually, the anaconda begins to drag its prey away from the safety of the shallows toward the deeper, darker heart of the river, where the caiman's legs lose their leverage and the snake's advantage grows. Inch by inch, the anaconda's superior mass and strength begin to tell. The caiman's struggles grow weaker as the oxygen-rich shallows are left behind. The snake hauls the caiman into a shadowy channel, the water now deep and cold, the struggle muffled beneath the surface. The caiman's armor, so effective against teeth and claws, is no match for the crushing force of the anaconda's coils. Plates buckle, and the air is forced from the caiman's lungs. Underwater, the caiman's jaws gape uselessly, unable to find purchase on the snake's slick, muscular body. The anaconda methodically adds more coils, encasing the caiman's body and finally pinning its powerful jaws shut, neutralizing its last weapon. The struggle grows quieter, the water settling as the caiman's resistance fades. In the silent, suffocating depths, the outcome is decided. The anaconda emerges victorious, its coils still wrapped around the now lifeless caiman. In the heart of the Amazon, the river itself becomes the final arena, and the anaconda, master of stealth and strength, claims its place as the true king of these waters. The anaconda's bite is a formidable weapon, but it is only the prelude to a far more astonishing display of power. The true heart of the anaconda's deadly prowess lies in its method of constriction, a biological marvel honed by millions of years of evolution. Constriction is not a mere act of squeezing. It is a precise, devastating ballet of muscle and instinct. As soon as the anaconda secures its grip, it launches into action, coiling its immense muscular body around the victim with astonishing speed and accuracy. Each coil is a living cable of muscle, capable of generating crushing force with every contraction. Biologists have measured this force, and the results are staggering. A large anaconda can exert up to 90 pounds per square inch, a pressure that dwarfs most other predators in the animal kingdom. To put this in perspective, it's like the weight of a heavy school bus pressing down on a single point. This overwhelming force acts swiftly, overwhelming the prey's body in moments. The anaconda's goal is not to suffocate, but to induce ischemic shock, cutting off blood flow so completely that the heart can no longer pump life to the brain or organs. Its coils function as a living tourniquet, halting circulation with relentless precision, and within seconds the prey's consciousness fades. The victim's eyes flutter shut, its body going limp as the anaconda's grip tightens with every exhale. The pressure on the rib cage is so intense that breathing becomes impossible, each exhalation met with an even tighter embrace. The anaconda senses every movement, tightening its coils in perfect rhythm with the prey's weakening breaths, ensuring the lungs can never refill. Contrary to myth, the anaconda does not crush bones. Its aim is not destruction, but the silent, efficient cessation of life. While bones may break in the struggle, the snake's true objective is to subdue, not shatter. Breaking bones could even be dangerous, as sharp fragments might injure the snake during the swallowing process. The anaconda's approach is a masterclass in biological efficiency, sophisticated, calculated, and deeply attuned to the rhythms of life and death. Its skin is laced with sensitive receptors, detecting the faintest tremor of movement within its coils. The anaconda can feel the flutter of a heartbeat, the final drumbeat of its prey's life. It will not release its hold until the last sign of life has faded, ensuring the struggle is truly over. Only then does the anaconda relax its coils, the jungle falling silent around its motionless prize. The next phase begins, the slow, astonishing feat of swallowing its meal whole. The anaconda's jaws are marvels of flexibility, connected by elastic ligaments that allow them to stretch impossibly wide. With patient, methodical movements, the snake walks its jaws over the prey, drawing it deeper with each muscular contraction. After such a monumental meal, the anaconda seeks out a hidden sanctuary, where it can rest and digest in peace. Digestion is a slow, energy-intensive process, taking weeks or even months to complete. During this vulnerable period, the anaconda remains motionless, camouflaged among the tangled roots and shadows of the jungle. Sustained by its massive meal, the anaconda waits, patient and silent, until hunger calls it back to the hunt once more. In the Amazon, giants like the anaconda, jaguar, and caiman shape the world around them, but the river teems with creatures of every size, each woven into the intricate fabric of this ecosystem. The smaller animals live in constant awareness of the great predators, their lives a delicate dance of caution and survival. Beneath the river's calm surface, a hidden world bustles with activity. Thousands of brightly coloured tetrafish form shifting schools, moving like living clouds through the water, relying on their numbers for protection from the ever-present threat of predators. These fish are a vital food source for many hunters, from agile river otters to patient wading birds, each playing their part in the river's web of life. Even the tiniest creatures have their own stories of survival. On the stems of submerged plants, a different kind of hunt unfolds. Damselfly larvae, tiny aquatic predators, patrol their miniature world. With their unique extendable jaws, they snatch up even smaller prey, such as mosquito larvae and tiny crustaceans. In some parts of the river, swirling schools of damselfly larvae gather to feed, a testament to the abundance of life the Amazon supports at every level. Though small, these larvae are essential, forming the foundation of the river's food web. This complex web of life is shaped by the presence of apex predators like the anaconda. By preying on large animals such as capybaras, deer, and even caimans, the anaconda keeps populations in check. Without this balance, herbivores and mid-level carnivores could become too numerous, threatening the vegetation and fish stocks. The anaconda's presence maintains the delicate balance of the ecosystem, acting as a keystone species. As a top-down regulator, it ensures the health and stability of the entire river system, from the largest mammals to the tiniest insect larvae. The river is a place of constant renewal and harsh realities. The remains of an anaconda's meal, whether tapir or caiman, are quickly consumed by scavenger fish and microorganisms, returning vital nutrients to the ecosystem. The droppings of fruit-eating fish help new plants take root along the riverbank. Every animal, from damselfly larvae feeding on algae to the anaconda digesting its prey, is part of a cycle of life and death that sustains the whole. The Amazon is not just a collection of animals, it is a single, interconnected living system, and the anaconda is one of its most powerful and essential inhabitants. When all is revealed, one truth stands above all others. The Amazon's waters have a single, undisputed monarch. The jaguar may prowl the shadowed undergrowth, and the harpy eagle may soar above the emerald canopy, but beneath the surface, the giant green anaconda reigns as the true sovereign of the Amazon's aquatic world. Its rule is not proclaimed with roars or displays, but with silent, unstoppable power and an unrivaled mastery of its watery domain. The anaconda is a master predator, perfectly adapted to challenge and overcome any creature that dares to enter its realm, no matter their strength, fangs, or claws. The river itself is the source of its might, and within these waters, the anaconda is unmatched. Legendary battles with jaguars and caimans are the ultimate testament to its dominance. In these encounters, the anaconda is never the underdog. The river is its kingdom, and all challengers are at a disadvantage. The jaguar, so agile on land, is rendered powerless in the water, drawn into a world where the anaconda's strength is absolute. Even the formidable Caiman is dragged into the depths, its own advantages erased by the snake's aquatic prowess. With unmatched ambush tactics, a crushing bite, and coils of pure muscle, the anaconda secures victory with ease. It does not merely defeat its rivals, it transforms the very nature of the contest, forcing every opponent to play by its rules, where the outcome is all but inevitable. This supremacy shapes the very rhythm of life along the riverbanks. Every animal approaches the water's edge with a deep, instinctive wariness, knowing that a lurking shadow or a drifting log may conceal the river's silent ruler. The anaconda's invisible presence is a force that dictates when and where others drink, hunt, and move. It is a silent emperor, its rule enforced not by proclamation, but by the ever-present threat of a sudden, inescapable embrace from the depths. The anaconda is more than a predator. It is a living force that shapes the destiny of the Amazon itself. It embodies the wild, untamed spirit of the jungle's heart. A living relic from a primordial age, the anaconda is a creature of immense size and ancient strength, unchanged for millions of years. As it glides through the shadowed waters, a patient and silent monarch, it is the living embodiment of the Amazon's harsh beauty and relentless power. Here, survival is a delicate art, and true power belongs to the one who has mastered every current and shadow. In the winding, life-giving arteries of the Amazon, the giant anaconda is, and forever will be, the majestic, unrivaled ruler of these waters. Beneath the tangled roots and drifting leaf litter, the story of the anaconda begins in silence. Hidden from prying eyes, dozens of leathery eggs split open, releasing a writhing cluster of newborns into the murky shallows. Each tiny serpent, barely longer than a pencil, is already a perfect miniature of its mighty parents, sleek, patterned, and restless. From their very first breath, danger surrounds them. The Amazon's waters, teeming with life, are also filled with threats. Wading birds stalk the banks, their sharp eyes searching for movement. Fish and frogs, larger than these fragile hatchlings, lurk in the shadows, eager for an easy meal. Even the gentle ripple of water can signal a predator's approach. Instinct guides the young anacondas. They scatter, vanishing into reeds and tangled debris. Survival is a solitary game. There is no protection, no guiding parent, only the relentless urge to hide, to hunt, and to grow. Every day is a new trial. They snatch insects, tiny fish, and unwary amphibians, each meal a hard-won victory against the odds. Growth comes swiftly for the survivors. With each successful hunt, muscle strengthens and scales thicken. The river's dangers never fade, but the juvenile anaconda becomes a shadow, learning to wait motionless for hours, to strike with speed and precision. The weak are claimed by the jungle, but those who endure become masters of stealth and patience. Months pass. The once vulnerable hatchling now glides with confidence, longer, stronger, and more cunning. The river, once a place of constant peril, becomes an ally, a world to navigate, to hunt, and to rule. Against all odds, the young anaconda rises, inch by inch, toward the destiny that awaits, to one day claim its place as the undisputed sovereign of the Amazon's waters. The journey is perilous, but for those who survive, every struggle is a step closer to greatness. In the silent depths, the next generation of emperors is already rising. The Amazon's emerald labyrinth holds countless secrets, but few are as formidable or as versatile as the anaconda's appetite. As these serpents grow, so does the range of their prey. Their menu is as varied as the river itself, each meal a testament to the anaconda's adaptability and cunning. In the shallows, the hunt begins with fish. Sleek and slippery, they dart through the reeds, but the anaconda's lightning-fast strike and crushing coils make escape nearly impossible. Using its powerful jaws, it seizes fish mid-swim, swallowing them whole before retreating back into cover. Frogs and amphibians, camouflaged among the mud and leaves, are no safer. The anaconda's tongue flicks, tasting the air, zeroing in on vibrations and movement. With a sudden lunge, it pins its prey, wrapping its muscular body around the struggling amphibian before consuming it in a single, smooth motion. As the anaconda grows, so does its ambition. Birds resting on low branches or wading near the water's edge become easy targets. Patient and silent, the snake waits beneath the surface, then erupts in a splash, dragging its feathered prey under, dispatching it swiftly with powerful constriction. Small mammals, like capybaras and agoutis, are drawn to the riverbanks. Here, the anaconda's mastery of camouflage is its greatest weapon. Blending seamlessly with the mottled sunlight and shadows, it waits for the perfect moment. When a mammal ventures too close, the anaconda strikes with explosive speed, coiling around its quarry and squeezing until the struggle ceases. Even reptiles, such as turtles and small caimans, are not beyond its reach. The anaconda's jaws unhinge to accommodate broad shells and armored bodies, and its relentless grip overcomes even the most stubborn resistance. Each type of prey demands a different approach. Stealth for the cautious, speed for the swift, and overwhelming strength for the stubborn. The anaconda's diet is a reflection of its world, diverse, unpredictable, and always evolving. Through every hunt, the giant serpent hones its skills, ensuring its place atop the Amazon's tangled food chain. For the anaconda, every meal is both a triumph and a lesson, a reminder that in the river's endless cycle of life and death, only the adaptable endure. The Amazon is a world defined by rhythm, its pulse set by the seasons. As the rains arrive, the river swells, transforming the landscape into a vast, flooded labyrinth. For the anaconda, this is both challenge and opportunity. Where once there were clear riverbanks, now endless waterways stretch between submerged trees and tangled roots. The serpent's world expands, but so does the complexity of survival. During the wet season, prey disperses. Fish and amphibians thrive in the new shallow pools, their numbers exploding, offering easy pickings for an agile hunter. The anaconda glides silently through flooded forests, weaving between branches, its senses sharpened by the abundance of movement. Birds nest higher, wary of the rising water and the lurking predator below. Small mammals, displaced by the flood, must swim or cling to isolated patches of dry land, making them more vulnerable than ever. But with the bounty comes risk. The expanded hunting grounds mean more territory to patrol and more energy spent searching for scattered prey. The anaconda must be strategic, conserving strength between meals and relying on its ability to remain motionless for hours, even days, awaiting the perfect moment to strike. As the dry season returns, the waters recede. The river shrinks back to its channel, exposing mudflats and reuniting the forest floor with the sun. Prey gathers at shrinking pools, forced into closer quarters. For the anaconda, this is a time of concentrated opportunity. Fish become trapped in isolated ponds, amphibians gather in dwindling puddles, and thirsty mammals approach the riverbanks with caution, but not always enough. Yet the dry season brings its own dangers. With less cover, the anaconda must be even more cautious, relying on its camouflage to avoid detection by hungry caimans or rival predators. The shrinking habitat also intensifies competition for food, making each hunt more crucial for survival. Through flood and drought, feast and famine, the anaconda adapts. Its patience, power and versatility are tested by every shift in the Amazon's eternal cycle. In this ever-changing world, only the most resourceful endure, ensuring the anaconda remains, season after season, a silent ruler of the waters. In the heart of the Amazon, stories travel not only through human voices, but on the wind, in the rustle of leaves, and in the wary glances of the forest's inhabitants. Among the animals, the anaconda is not just a predator. It is a legend, woven into the very fabric of their daily lives. The capybaras, gentle giants of the riverbanks, tell silent tales through their careful movements. To them, the anaconda is the shadow beneath the water, the reason for sudden stillness and wide, watchful eyes. In their world, the anaconda is the silent flood, a force that comes without warning, demanding respect and distance. The Caimans, fierce and ancient, speak of the anaconda in gestures and ripples. Between them, the serpent is a rival, a creature to be challenged and feared, yet also revered for its unmatched patience and strength. Their legends are battles retold in scars and wary detours along the river's edge, birds nesting high above murmur warnings to their chicks. To them, the anaconda is the green ghost, the reason for vigilance and alarm calls, the presence that haunts the water's edge. Their stories are lessons. Keep to the branches, watch the water, trust the shadows only when they are empty. Even the monkeys swinging through the canopy play games inspired by the anaconda's stealth. To them it is a test of nerves and cleverness, a challenge to outwit the unseen hunter below. Their legends are laughter and shrieks, a reminder that in the Amazon every shadow could hold a story. Through these whispers and warnings, the anaconda's legend grows. It is both monster and mystery, a creature defined as much by the tales of its neighbours as by its own silent movements. In the animal world, the anaconda is not just a predator, it is a myth made real, a living story that glides through the heart of the wild. Beneath the emerald canopy, the anaconda glides, an unseen architect shaping the Amazon's delicate balance. As a top predator, the anaconda's presence echoes through the web of life, its choices rippling outward, touching creatures near and far. When a capybara vanishes beneath the water surface, it is more than a single meal. That absence eases pressure on tender riverbank grasses, allowing them to flourish, while vigilant herons find new feeding grounds where the herds have thinned. Each hunt by the anaconda subtly shifts the lives of dozens, keeping populations in check and resources abundant. But the anaconda is not untouchable. Young snakes, sleek and vulnerable, must outwit hungry caimans, opportunistic otters, and even the sharp-eyed harpy eagle. These predators, in turn, gain nourishment and energy from the anaconda, weaving it deeper into the food web's tapestry. When the anaconda constricts a caiman, it prevents this fierce reptile from dominating smaller fish and amphibians, giving weaker species a chance to thrive. In this way, the anaconda's appetite becomes a force for diversity, preventing any one creature from taking too much too quickly. Even in death, the anaconda's influence lingers. Its body nourishes scavengers, vultures, insects, and even the river itself, returning vital nutrients to the ecosystem and fueling new growth. The anaconda is more than a solitary hunter. It is a balance keeper, a silent guardian of diversity and order. Through its life and its passing, this giant serpent ensures that the Amazon remains a place of endless variety, a world where every creature, great and small, finds its place in the dance of survival. As twilight deepens and the Amazon's cacophony dims, a new world stirs beneath the moon-dappled waters. This is the anaconda's true domain, where darkness is an ally and silence a shield. With eyes adapted to low light and heat-sensing pits along its jaw, the anaconda glides effortlessly through the cool, inky shallows. Every ripple and vibration is a whisper, telling secrets of nearby life. A family of capybaras huddles close to the bank, unaware of the slow, deliberate movement beneath the water's surface. Elsewhere, a caiman's eyes gleam red in the moonlight, but even this fierce predator yields the quiet river to the anaconda's silent patrol. Night herons tiptoe along fallen logs, their calls muffled by the thick, humid air. Occasionally, a splash betrays a restless otter or a startled fish, each movement catalogued by the anaconda's sensitive tongue, flicking to taste the scents that drift across the water. In these hours, the anaconda is both hunter and spectre. It may coil patiently near a game trail, waiting for an unsuspecting rodent, or slip unseen beneath lily pads where frogs gather. Sometimes nocturnal encounters become tense standoffs, an otter's sharp chitter, a caiman's warning hiss, both met with the anaconda's unwavering calm. But the night is not only for hunting, it is a time for the anaconda to explore, to slip between tangled roots and sunken logs, mapping every curve of its watery world. Here, in the hush of midnight, the jungle's most powerful serpent reigns, not with noise or fury, but with patience, perception, and the mastery of shadow. For in the Amazon after dark, the anaconda is more than a predator. It is the silent pulse of the river, the watchful eye beneath the surface, and the keeper of secrets that only the night reveals.